Hey guys, happy Wednesday. Welcome to my Workshop Wednesday video for this week. I think I'm lopsided. You guys, Jagger is my 3-year-old and he loves to play with my little tripod thing, which means that every time I go to use it, it's in slightly worse condition. Can you guys relate? So yeah, this thing is not really... Oh, maybe that's a little bit better. I don't know. So anyway, sorry if I'm lopsided. You'll just have to watch me like that. Today's video is about overeating. It's about stress eating. And it's about everything other than weight when it comes to those two things. And it's sort of a little bit about the weight as well. You'll see what I'm talking about when we get into it. If we haven't met yet, my name is Tara Allen, and I'm a registered nurse and a health coach, nutrition coach, and fitness coach. So basically, where all of those things intersect, that's what I do. I help women improve their health, get healthy, fit, and strong. I help women really improve their confidence and improve the quality of their life through looking at the healthy lens. Okay, so once we start working on our health, we start to make improvements there. We have more energy, less fatigue. We start to feel better about ourselves, and all of a sudden we pour that energy out into everything else that we do and everybody else that we live with. It's sort of a magical thing. Hi, hubby, what's going on? Joe is my husband, you guys. So Joe, I was just telling them that this is a little bit crooked because Jagger plays with my tripod all the time, and every time I come on live, the tripod's like a little bit worse. I think I need to get another one. Anyway, today we're talking about overeating. Okay, overeating is something that is so common, and I want to share the ways in which it might be affecting your health other than what you think about, and I want to tell you why I can prove to you that you can overcome overeating, and I want to share 4 really important questions to ask yourself next time you are like reaching for something in the pantry or that ice cream in the freezer to help you with the overeating, to help stop it in its tracks, okay? And at the end, I'm going to share a very special offer with you, so make sure you stay till the end. He does, exactly. He really does play with this tripod. Anyway, okay, so overeating, of course, a lot of times people think about overeating in terms of they have excess weight that they want to lose, or they have excess body fat that they want to lose. And let me back up for a second and talk about what overeating really is. My definition of overeating is when you're eating more than your body requires for fuel. Okay, so yes, you could see how a lot of times that would lead to being overweight or to having excess body fat. So even if you're on the thin side, but if you've ever said that you wanted to tone up something, then that's your proof right there that you've got some excess body fat, okay? Because we can't really turn fat into muscle. You have to eliminate that body fat first and build up your muscle from underneath. So if you've ever said you wanted to tone up anything or lose some weight, overeating is probably something that you're going to want to address. But besides that, what else? What else does overeating do to us? Well, for one, it increases the histamine that we have in our body. So if you have seasonal allergies, if you have other symptoms of high histamine, which I know a lot of my clients do, then overeating is one of the things to address. And why is that? When we eat, our body actually releases histamine during the digestion process. So that's fine when we're eating the amount that we need to be eating. We release a little bit of histamine, no big deal. But when we're overeating and we have to process all that much extra food, your body's gonna be releasing more and more histamine. Your histamine bucket might fill up and kind of spill over, and that's when you're gonna notice things like seasonal allergies popping up, okay? So that's something you might wanna consider if you've got seasonal allergies or other signs of high histamine. Other things I'm gonna go through pretty quickly because I've got a long list here. You've got inflammation can be related to overeating. Toxicity, right? Because you're breaking down food and there's toxins in our food, even the foods that we eat that are organic. Autoimmune issues, GI upset, gastrointestinal upset. So if you're having some belly issues, if you're having acid reflux, anything like that could be related to overeating. Fatigue, if you're feeling sluggish, moody, okay? Overeating can really affect our moods. Our cravings, our hunger signals can be off, okay? So if you feel like you are hungry more often than you should, if you feel like you really can't go a few hours between meals, that's a big indication that you are struggling with overeating. Hormones can be off, of course, when we're overeating. Fatty liver disease, sleep disturbances, and things like increased cholesterol and blood pressure, that type of thing, okay? So this can all be related to overeating. whether or not you have been struggling with losing weight or not, okay? So these are all things outside of that. Now, here's the proof that I want to share with you that you can stop overeating. It takes a little bit of work, but here's what I want to talk about. When you wake up in the morning and it's, 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 7 a.m., if somebody were to place a bowl of potato chips in front of you at that time in the morning, would you go for it? Probably not. Probably not, right? It's probably kind of gross. Does it taste any different at that time? No, but you are just conditioned to not be overeating at that time. Isn't that fascinating? So at 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 8 a.m., you're not overeating. At 10 a.m., you're probably not overeating. At lunch, you're probably not overeating much. If anything, just, maybe slightly bigger portions than your body need. Okay, but when I'm talking about overeating, I'm talking about the chips and then the ice cream and then you're going back for something else. You're not doing that probably during the day, okay? Let me know if I'm on the right page here. Tell me if that's true. Maybe in the afternoon is when you grab that first thing that you weren't planning on eating, right? The candy bar, the frap, whatever, something sugary, the donut in the break room, something like that. A lot of times around the afternoon is when people start to veer off. I can't talk today, you guys. Veer off course for the first time, but typically it's still like a smaller portion. All right, so it might be one candy bar or one sugary drink or something like that. Now, you get home, you maybe have a little bit of your kids' food that you weren't planning on or whatever, but it isn't usually until 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock at night that the real overeating starts. The binge eating, the emotional eating, the stress eating. Tell me if I'm right, okay? This is based on myself, the people that I know in my life, and my clients that I help, okay? So typically that's the window that we're really overeating. So what I wanna share with you here, the good news, is that it's really such a small part of our day. So there's proof right there that once you train your brain, you won't necessarily have to overeat during that time of day, okay? It's just a matter of habit, and we have to break the cycle, we have to break the habit. It's almost like if you have toddlers out there and you've exposed them to TV for the first time, or a special toy, or an iPad, or maybe one time, against your better judgment, you let them blow bubbles in the house or something. Speaking from experience, and then you're like, oh shoot, why did I do that? Because now what are they doing? They're constantly asking for that, right? And maybe before they weren't asking for it, or if they did, they kind of knew that you were going to say no to it, right? So it wasn't really this nagging thing. But now, since you've agreed to do it once, they're always going to be asking for it. It's the same thing with your brain. If you start overeating, like you start forcing yourself to overeat at 8 o'clock in the morning, I promise you, you're going to start having cravings, and you're gonna start seeking out those binges at 8 o'clock in the morning. But it's just not something that is conducive to getting up and out of the house for work. It doesn't feel like it's a break in the day, right? A lot of times we do the overeating at night because we're like, oh, finally, it's a long day and I just need a break. And so 8 o'clock in the morning, you're not gonna feel like it's a good time to take a break. You haven't even started your day yet. So it's just a matter of breaking the cycle. It's a matter of habit. It's a matter of your brain being on autopilot, which is why you keep doing it. You can find yourself saying, I'm not going to do it tonight, I'm not going to do it tonight, and then you still reach for the things. Like, what? Right? You can absolutely break out of this habit. So here's the deal also. We use the food for coping, and it is something that has helped us in the past with our coping skills. In terms of being a healthier choice than others, right? So some people can turn to shopping, like compulsive shopping, or drugs or alcohol. And so if there's something that you need to abuse, if there's a vice that you need to have, food is one of the better ones to have, right? It's not something that typically affects us too badly in the moment, but it is the type of thing that creates this bad habit and then sneaks up on us later on. Years later, decades later, all of a sudden we find that we are now lacking true coping skills because we just turned to the food, but the problems that were there or the emotions that were there have not gone away. So it's really just a Band-Aid, and the Band-Aid falls off, and now we're still left with the same emotions, we're still left with the same problems, and now we've also added to the problems with all of the overeating symptoms and things that we have to deal with from that, okay? And we feel like garbage too. So we just have to now utilize better coping skills. to get around it. So it's a matter of discipline to break the habit, and it's a matter of improving your coping skills in other areas of your life. So 4 questions I want you to ask yourself next time you go to reach for that thing in the pantry or that ice cream in the freezer, which is probably going to be tonight about 8 o'clock. If I'm right, probably about 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, or 10 o'clock. Here's the 4 questions. Am I really hungry? Okay, so stop yourself first. You can have your food, but just ask yourself these 4 questions first. Am I really hungry? Like physically hungry? Do you feel a hollowness in your stomach? Some people feel a little headache when they're hungry. You know when you're actually physically hungry. It might show up in your body a little differently than somebody else, but are you really physically hungry? Number 2, if the answer is no to that, what's going on in my life right now, today? I'm feeling really stressed. I need a break. I feel like I need some help. I'm doing everything myself, blah, blah, blah. Okay, what's really going on in my life? Number 3, will food help me here? Okay, and usually that answer for most people is yes, this moment. Yes for right now, but in about 2 minutes, no. So I want you to think a little bit longer term here. Will the food help me? Like beyond 5 minutes from now, how will I actually end up feeling? Is my stress going to go completely away, or am I going to end up just adding more problems to what I'm dealing with right now? Okay, and then number 4 is what can I do instead? So if you realize, if you think long term, the food's really not going to help me here, I'm not hungry, I'm feeling stressed, food's not going to help me ultimately here. Number 4, what can I do instead? So many things, right? You can take a nap, you can go to bed early, you can connect with your partner, you can call up a friend, you can take a bath, read a book, watch a TV show that you want to watch without the food, stretch, whatever. There's a million things that you can do. Go for a walk, but think about what's actually going on and what you need, because the only thing that food can solve for you is hunger. The only problem that you could ever have that food will truly solve is hunger. And when we're using it for anything else, we're overeating. Okay, and when we're overeating, we lead to that whole list of things that I just read out in the beginning of the video. So here's the special offer I want to share with you because it's so directly tied to this. I have an online coaching program, which is nutrition, it's fitness, it is mindset. We deal very, very deeply with emotional eating because you can't have long-term health or long-term weight loss without dealing with that. So it's nutrition, fitness, mindset, lifestyle upgrades, everything together, everything that you could ever need to make the lifestyle changes that you need to make, okay? And here's the deal with that. The weight loss is not the difficult part. Maintaining the weight loss and doing it in a healthy way, that's what's really challenging. So we do all of this online, all online. No appointments necessary, no phone calls necessary. So that means that no matter how busy you are, no matter how crazy your schedule is, this can fit into your day. You have to set aside 15 to 20 minutes per day for this program if you want to be qualified to do this program. 15 to 20 minutes plus workouts. But that's it. And you can do it at 10 p.m. instead of your binge eating. You can do this instead. You can do it in the morning. You can do it whatever time works for you. That's totally flexible. But you need to set aside 15 to 20 minutes a day to do this program. Like I said, it's entirely online. You've got your full fitness program, everything you can need for nutrition, all that good stuff. I have a special deal going on right now because I've tweaked the program. And so anytime I change something up, I'd like to have beta testers go through it, to have case studies, and to be able to get feedback to make sure things are all good and that it's really working for people. So if you've ever wanted to do coaching with me and have looked at the pricing in the past and said, oh my gosh, I can't afford that, now is your chance to get in on this because it's under $100 a month. The program is 12 months long, and there is a steep discount if you decide to do a one-time payment. So this information is not up on my website because it's a secret. Not really, it's not a secret, but the link is secretive because I have to cap it off at just a few people to take through this initial run. So if you are interested, please send me a message, leave me a comment here, or the other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to post a link in the comments to sign up for a free consult, a free phone consult with me, and that's the best way to share with me what you're going through, your goals, and we can see if we're a fit to work together, okay? It's a totally free consultation, so why not, right? Sorry, I'm shaking the table. So I will post the link in the comments below. You can sign yourself up for a call. And that's it. Thank you. Hey, Patty, thanks for joining. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.